Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video was definitely requested and we're going to be doing a full face of Wet n Wild makeup. Now before I begin this trial and error of all these products that I have picked up, I do want to say that Wet n Wild is one of those brands where their color range just isn't the greatest. So I am really hoping that this video goes well and the shades that I did pick up in like the foundation and concealer are good to go. But nonetheless, I'm gonna do this for you guys because it was requested. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to see me do more one brand tutorials, definitely make sure that you leave them down in the comments down below so that way I can jot them down. So if you guys are excited to see me try on a full face of Wet n Wild, then definitely keep on watching. Start, of course, by clipping my hair out of my face. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Just so that it's not in my way. Like that. Okay, we can rock with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is spray my face down. I did not pick up an actual primer from Wet n Wild, but I did pick up this Wet n Wild Rose 3-in-1 primer water. So you prime with it, set with it, and you can also refresh with it. This is part of their new line that they released. Wow, I need to get this open. Okay. Ooh, that smells so good. Definitely smells like roses. So far, like the smell. So I'm gonna let that kind of sit into my skin and sink in a little bit. In the meantime, I picked up this Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil, and this is in the shade 627A medium brown. I guess the number doesn't really matter, but medium brown. I think they only had like 3 different shades for the pencil. I've never used a pencil like this before. It has like that triangle type tip. It kind of reminds me of the Benefit brow pencil that they have like this. So it's definitely going to be interesting doing my brows with this because I'm so used to using really tiny pencils, but definitely want to test this out. So I'm just bringing my little mirror closer to me because I like to see what I'm doing, and I'm going to brush my brow hairs out. This spoolie on the end is really short and it's super soft. It's not like really stiff, but it's definitely combing through my brows. So just as long as it does that, I guess it's okay. And then now I'm gonna try and use this product. Again, this is interesting to see because one, I've never used a brow pencil like this before. So it could be a mess up because of my own fault or because of the product. But we'll see. So far, just outlining my brow was not hard at all. I'm kind of wondering why I've never used a brow pencil like this before. So now let's just fill it in. I say that brow looks pretty nice. Pretty decent. Okay, I see you, Wet n Wild. Starting off strong. I think this brow pencil performed really well on my brows. I'm not mad at it. I would probably use this pencil more so when I want more of like a natural looking brow and not so defined. I took the time to apply eye tapes as well as concealer and a transition shade. Now the reason why I applied concealer instead of doing it on camera and using the concealer that I bought to use underneath my eyes is because I've been having trouble with my eyes, so I feel comfortable just using the same concealer that I've always been using ever since that whole problem happened. Just to be on the safe side, don't want to irritate it or anything like that. And then the transition shade is due to the palette that I selected. This is their new limited edition palette. It's called Bed of Roses, and I just love the burgundy and purple tones in this palette. I'm gonna try and use all the tones in here, hopefully. If not, at least 3 out of the 4 to create something. So I think the first shade that I want to go into is this burgundy shade right here. And I kind of want to put that in my crease, but I want to be really, really light-handed with that shade because I'm afraid it's going to be super pigmented. So I'm just going to dip into it, tap out my brush, and then slowly build this in my crease. It definitely does not take a lot to build this shadow up. I've only dipped into here twice. I've been trying to like go like that to knock off my brush just to get whatever remaining product is on my brush off of it, and I'm just mostly just trying to blend all this out, but it is a really nice shade. I want to take a clean blending brush. This is just the JH30, and it's just like this really big blending brush, and I just want to kind of smoke this out a little more and blend it with no product on it. Now I want to take that dark purple shade and kind of put it on the inner corner of my lid and the outer corner. I mean, it's okay if I get some in the middle, but I'm gonna try my best to leave this like middle section right here blank, so that way we can put the glittery shade. I feel like this is going to be a really smoked out, vampy kind of look. To get a little bit more precise with that purple, I'm just gonna grab this smaller blending brush, dip into that shade, and just try to get a little bit more precise. So I felt like that other brush was just like super big, so it was going kind of in places that I didn't necessarily want it to go in. The last shade that we're gonna use right now is like this purple, like the lighter glitter shade right here, this lighter tone purple. And I'm gonna put that, or should I use the darker one? Actually, I'm gonna use the darker. This is like has like red undertones to it. This one right here. And I'm gonna put that in the center of my lid. That way it can be a little bit more vampy. Because I feel like if I go in with the light one, it might not get the effect that I'm necessarily looking for. So first I'm gonna try without any Max Fix Plus spray. And then I might go in with some. So that's without any spray. I am gonna spray my brush a little bit because I do want to see what it'll do. It always amazes me how it looks once I spray my brush down. OMG. Look at that. Can you guys even see the difference? Like, this is super melted. This is just like dry. Slang, girl. Okay, now I'm just gonna blend some of that purple. I think I'm gonna take now some more of that burgundy and just pack it on top of where that purple was. I think I like the burgundy tone better. So I'm thinking to put the lighter pink shade on the inner part of my lid because I'm also gonna highlight my inner corners with it later on. So let's go ahead and do that. Definitely think this shade is gonna need Mac Fix Plus spray because it's not as pigmented as the other shimmer shade. Oh yes. The pigment payoff is definitely better when you wet it. I'm gonna take off these eye tapes and I'm gonna apply my mascara and my falsies, and then we'll be back to do the rest of our face makeup. Before we get into foundation, I do want to spray my face down once more with this primer, just to kind of rehydrate my face. Plus it smells so good. Okay, for the foundation, they only had two. They had this one, the Photo Focus foundation, and they also had like a cushion one. The cushion one did not have very many shade variations. This one didn't either, but I felt like this one had more of a better option for me. So I got the shade Caramel, and I'm really praying that this foundation does not steer me wrong. So we're just going to apply it. It has like this spatula, and I think this foundation, this one reminds me of a different one. I can't think of the brand, but it was similar, and for a second I thought I had this foundation already, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna apply that everywhere like that, then take my sponge and just blend it in. This might have been the foundation that people were saying reminds them of the NARS Sheer Glow, and I really love the NARS Sheer Glow. So far as shade match, it's not too bad. Feels super light on my skin. Like, I can't even feel it. That's how light it is. Now we're gonna use this concealer. I was having trouble trying to find a concealer that I think I would actually like, but I just settled for this light medium beige concealer. That's the box. This is the concealer, and hopefully all goes well. Holy camoly, it's super light, and I can already tell by putting it on that this concealer is a bit on the thick side. So I'm definitely going to apply it a little at a time and blend it in. This is definitely not a full coverage concealer. If you have like dark circles or anything like that, I would suggest either A, using a different concealer, or B, using something else underneath the actual concealer. I want to see if I build it up. I normally don't do this with concealer, like put it on, blend it in, and then put more on, because that's how things get cakey real fast. But I think it'll be okay to do that with this concealer. I feel like it gives you a little bit more coverage, but still not full coverage. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm not totally hating it. Definitely looks a lot brighter on camera than it does in person. In person, it seems to blend in a little bit better. Definitely not my favorite concealer. Again, not super full coverage. It definitely looks a little bit brighter on camera than it does in person. It's not like super bad, but definitely not my type of concealer. But to set that, we are going to be using this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. Now, I have not seen many people talk about this powder, so I'm excited to try it out and use it. At first, I thought the only powder that they had was the compact one. It's like a compact translucent powder, but I really wanted a loose powder. And one day I was in Walmart and I went in the Wet n Wild section and I saw this and I was like, yes. So we're definitely gonna try this out and see how it works. And this is the only powder I have, so I'm gonna set my under eyes with it, and then I'm gonna lightly set the rest of my face with this as well. Would you guys believe me if I told you it was super difficult to open this thing? Finally got that clear plastic thing off, so I'm just gonna put some of this in here, about that much, and we're gonna set our face. I'm gonna use the same sponge I've been using. This powder is so lightweight and so finely milded, and it doesn't have a smell to it, which is always good. Well, I should have read up on these products. Sorry guys, I just realized that, because I wonder if this was the powder that kind of like blurs your pores, because I'm feeling like a blur effect just happened just now. Oh, I have a favorite in powder. Okay, so I'm not gonna let that sit or bake, but I'm gonna brush it all off. My skin looks super smooth. Is that just me, or is that really happening? Looks super, super smooth. This just might be my favorite new powder. Let me tell you. I think I'm really, really loving the powder. This so far, aside from the eyeshadow, the quad shadow thing, what do you call it? Eyeshadow quad, that powder. You gotta get you some. Now I think I'm gonna open the rest of these real fast and then we're gonna continue on because I'm realizing that this packaging is not the easiest to open. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use this new bronzer, their Color Iconic bronzer. And this is in Sunset Strip Tease. And this is the one that I felt was best for my skin tone. So we're just gonna take a little bit of that. Now, let's use a little bit of blush. This is their new Wet n Wild Color Iconic blush, and this is in Keep It Peachy. They had this one in like a pink one where I went. So I definitely opted for this one versus the pink one. So let's, wow. Ooh, this is a nice peachy color. You gotta be careful because there's a lot of kick up in the pan. This is definitely a pretty blush. Only got 2 more products, but again, we're gonna spray our face once more. Yes. So for the highlight, there were several different options. They had the loose highlight that comes in the same kind of container that the setting powder came in, but they also had different bar highlights for like, I think it was like, for like your signs and stuff. So I got this one. This one is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter or Highlighting Bar in Water. It's a collection. I just forget what it was, but look at that. That's so pretty. I really liked the blue and purple hues in this palette. Okay, now I'm second guessing this highlight. I do have other Wet n Wild highlights that you guys have seen me use. I'm kind of scared to use this, but we bought it, so ooh, antique. A lot comes off. Is it there? Did I tap too much off? Oh, that's blue. Okay, we're gonna blend that out with our finger. Definitely a little glow, but I'm not sure I'm crazy about the fact that it's blue. Okay, that's enough. Not really crazy about that. Let me blend it in with the sponge. And then finally for the lip, they had this lip right here. There was like 2 or 3 more, maybe 2 more. But it goes with this collection, this rose petals, or something like that. But this is the Mega Last Liquid High Shine Lipstick, and this is in the shade Bud Romance. Oh, this really is a lipstick. I was definitely expecting it to be a little bit more sheer. So I thought I was done, but I definitely forgot to do my lower lash line. Put lower lash mascara and this other pencil. So this is the multi-stick, and it's in the shade, what is the shade on this? Champagne Room. So initially when I got this, oh, I didn't even do anything in my inner corner. Okay. So initially when I got this, I wanted it to be my eyeliner because it says multi-stick, so I'm assuming you can use it for whatever. Let's just try highlighting this inner part of our eye. Okay, give it a little something something. I like that. Should I see if it lines my waterline? Ooh, it glides on super smooth. Definitely glided on super smooth. I'm not sure it made like a huge difference under my eyes, but also the inner corners have like a little pop to them. Let's also try and use this for our brow bone. Okay, multi-stick come through. I'm just gonna use a random clean brush to kind of blend that brow bone highlight out because I don't want it to be like super. And now for my bottom lash line, let's finish that up real quick. So for my bottom lash line, I'm just going to put the burgundy shade on my bottom lash line, smoke it out a little bit with the purple, and that's it. I'm gonna go home with this little brush. Well, actually, first I'm gonna take this one. So this is the final and finished look. I can't believe this is a full face of just one product. I've never done a video like this before, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you like the way the look came out. I must say my top product was this setting powder right here. Just love it. I feel like it just transformed the whole concealer situation. And it made my face look super soft, so I really like that. Can't wait to try that out with other concealers that I have, whether it be drugstore or high-end. Definitely want to try it out with that L'Oreal concealer. Also, the foundation definitely surprised me. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be at all. And of course, I really love this eyeshadow quad. I would definitely probably do a smoky look like this probably around the fall time, not so much about to be spring, but it was fun to play around with the palette and create a beautiful look. Also, I do like the blush shade, the peachy tone in the blush. And again, it's Keep It Peachy, so definitely orange, and I have been drawn to orange blushes, so definitely love that. Now, a miss for me in all of this is this highlighter right here. It's just definitely not as illuminating as I thought it would be, and I definitely don't like the blue tint on my face. I can kind of even see blue like right in this area, and I don't really like that. So this is probably the only not so hot product because, of course, how can I forget the rose water? And let's spray it one more time because I forgot to. But it smells good. Definitely love that. And I will continue using it. But I'm so happy I did this video. I hope you guys liked it. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, so uploads twice a week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or vlog, whichever one comes first.